Hello, my name is Santiago Angulo. I'm studying the university in Javeriana University. I'm actually in English 5 and 6. I'm going to present a little speech about um, the author Ronald Dahl and two stories, that is Taste and the Swing. In first part, if we speak about a little about the author of each of the stories we read through the semester, it's interesting how to this type of stories make the reader get involved and quite entertainment do the author narrative form. Ronald Dahl, in each line he tries to generate sense of intrigue, allowing the story to have more and more interrogative, and in the end, everything responding in the way you least expect. On the other hand, it also worth nothing that it's very curious that the stories I read are about the bets or competition, which makes me think that the author has great taste of this kind of thing or simply a very competitive man. Speaking a little of the development of the semester, I personally read two very interesting stories. Taste and the Swing, each with a different plot but following the author's taste for competition. Speaking of the each story's taste, tells the moment of a dinner and friends who have a great taste of the food and wine. The two protagonists have always had a rivalry, and at each dinner bet on the type of wine served on the table. What generated more controversy was the one of the characters was able to bet on his daughter. At the end of the story, thanks to the housekeeper, was able to judge one of them for cheating and setting the bottle hours before. The relationships between the protagonists and the strong rivalry between them make the story involved to the reader. On the other hand, the morbidity that is generated when knowing the things that each of the characters bet allows to generate great intrigue and a rage shared with one of the protagonists when knowing that one of them restored to the trap to get the victory. On the other hand, we have The Swing, a story that leads to a cruise in the Atlantic Ocean with an unknown course and starring a gambling lover. The main character bet all his wise money to tell of the total journey of the journey, with the fortune that if he won, he would buy a new car to his beloved. He was very happy because he said a very possible number because that night there was a storm and would delay a bit the journey of the boat. What he did not expect is that everything will change the next day and everything will be quiet, sunny, and calm, leading him to take the decision to throw himself into the sea to stop the boat and delay everything. He made sure that someone saw him under him, but unfortunately, the only person who saw him suffered from a lack of memory and nobody rescued him. Personally, I think that the story is very interesting and educational because at the beginning, the author makes think that everything revolves around catastrophe generated by the storm at the sea. But when you start to focus on the importance of the bed for the shark, it's funny to read. And on the other hand, I think that the story is very irritating because it makes you realize to obsession with gambling always has bad consequences. You as I found very interesting that is explained in the course of the story, and the main characters make statistics of the way it seeks the way to win in the way to win. Each of the dialogues are very fluid and involve to the reader to know each time the story. But the most interesting thing about the story is to impotence he generates to think to the person will not be rescued by the fact of not realizing that was crazy lady he went to. Um, all the stories that we read was very 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 interesting. I am so happy because we read that kind of story, and I'm very happy because all the course and all the things in it was very very proudly and very very good. Thank you so much, and bye bye.